calamitous, one might say. Full of calamity. You guys get that one later.
Gamers, and welcome to my first video here on this channel, or any channel for that matter. My name is Calamity, and if you couldn't tell from the intro, my coming was foretold long ago in some ancient video in a live streams tab. Anyways, enough about me. Let's talk about you. So, you're interested in what some random internet person has to say about Life is Strange and the music that they consider to be the one that defined the game? Alright, good enough for me. Let's start with this. If I were to ask you to name the most iconic, most nostalgic, and easily most recognizable song from the original Life is Strange, you might have said something like, To All of You, Something Good, or maybe even Golden Hour. And maybe you'd be right. Or at the very least, you would have been right had I not secretly omitted Syd Matters' other most iconic song in the series from that lineup. You know, the one that goes,
I'd say sunshine for everyone, but as far as I can remember,
Obstacles. The perfect name for the perfect song that has yet to be overtaken by anything else introduced into the Life is Strange franchise. Not counting music streams, of course. Okay, let me rephrase that. It has yet to be overcome by any other songs, in my personal opinion, okay? And that's a hill that I'm only kind of willing to die on. But before I can get into the music, I'd be remiss not to mention this month being the 10th anniversary of the 5th and final episode releasing for the original Life is Strange, Polarized. I mean, it's partially why I decided to make this video in the first place, but it's also because I like to talk.
we've been migratory animals, living under changing weather.
For the uninitiated, Life is Strange is an adventure game released back in 2015 with overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, spawned a multi-million-dollar franchise, and has had numerous nominations and successfully won at least 6 or 7 awards, including a BAFTA, which to be quite honest, I didn't know they did that for games. Regardless, the awards were earned, the games are amazing, and the soundtrack is beautiful, and maybe someday I'll speak on all of that as a whole, but right now, I'm focusing on my personal favorite song in the series, Obstacles. And honestly, I don't even know what another argument for perfect song made for Life is Strange even looks like. So if you want to show me in the comments down below, I'd love to see it. Maybe I'll even change my mind. You know, someday.
Someday we will foresee obstacles through the blizzard.
The song itself, although released in 2005, still hits even 2 decades later, especially when you look at it through the lens of the game. I'm not surprised the team behind the game went with the song, solely because it just fits so well thematically in a way that some of the other songs mentioned just don't. That's not to say a song like To All of You or Crosses doesn't have its own thematic presence within the game or fit the motif. It's just not as perfect, in my humblest of opinion, to truly represent the game as a whole. It cannot be stressed enough how well it all flows together and just ties back to the game itself. I've been interlacing the lyrics of the song into this video to reflect back on what our main characters Max and Chloe go through throughout the course of the game.
Today we will sell our uniform, live together.
Max Caulfield wishes for a brighter future for everyone, but cannot seemingly escape from her past when her best friend Chloe steps back into her life. Over the course of the game, you see them grow, reconnect, and try to overcome the obstacles set in motion by the disappearance of Chloe's MIA bestie, Rachel Amber. Now, throughout the story, Max would foresee obstacles and push through the blizzard, or in this case, storm, to get to the bottom of what's going on in Arcadia Bay. Ultimately, what Max wants out of this is for a future with Chloe in which they both are able to live and survive together and rekindle their friendship without the past holding either of them back. Whether that be the case of Rachel's disappearance affecting the town, or the feeling of abandonment Chloe has for Max. When they were younger, Max and Chloe were the closest friends. But when Max moved away after the tragic death of Chloe's father, she was left feeling alone, leading to Chloe to want to leave the nest, so to speak, and migrate more and more until she was able to meet someone with that free spirit, in this case, Rachel Amber.
We played hide and seek in waterfalls. We were younger.
I love Life is Strange. I love the soundtrack to Life is Strange a lot. And you could make an argument for most of the songs used in the game to be at number one, but there's just no other piece that feels as though it has that essence of Life is Strange baked into it, which is crazy because, again, the song was even made for the game. Now, for the tracks that were actually made for the game, I gotta give a shout out to Syd Matters' very own frontman, Jonathan Morali, who brought even more life into the game with his own original compositions. They fit so well into the narrative and really make moments in the game feel more impactful. It's one of those few times a game has a soundtrack you really want to go back and listen through, whether it be out of respect for the media or because you really want to know what crack they were putting into the song to make it feel this freaking good. Look, I know it may sound like a lot of hype if you've never listened to the song before, but you can't really claim anymore if you actually watch the video through. But anyone who has played the game and listened to the soundtrack knows that you can argue that this song truly encapsulates the game as a whole. Hell, maybe even the series at this point. But if you still don't believe me, then go play the games. Go listen to the soundtrack. Hell, go do them both at the same time.
Shaka bra.
Someday we will foresee obstacles through the blizzard, through the blizzard.
And the waterfall represents water, something I don't know.